Something we're spending a lot of focus on is how to make Railway really easy to use with the agents that you're using every day. People are using these to build out entire applications, and so Railway needs to be just as consumable inside of those. And so to help with that, we rolled out the Railway Remote MCP last week, and I wanted to show you how you can get started using it. So to get started, we'll jump into the mcp.railway.com page, and we get a nice little landing page for getting set up with kind of common agents inside of our space. So I can come in, I can click any of these code snippets and use those inside of my terminal. We also have all of this inside of our doc site where there's an MCP server section and a bunch of the different agent configuration information is here. You can copy this URL, drop it into your agent and have it go and set up also that way. But in our case, we're going to use these snippets to go set it up. So I'm going to drop it on my terminal. I'll paste this in. This is going to set it up inside of Claude. That's what we're using today. And then I'll come in and do a /MCP, and we can see it's prompting for authentication. Since it's a remote MCP server and we want to have access to our Railway projects, it uses OAuth. So I'm going to come in via OAuth, approve that. And since authentication is successful, I can go /MCP, see it connected, and I can see all the tools that we're exposing here. Now, most of our calls are going to run through the Railway agent. We've made this consistent with the same agent that lives inside of the Canvas view. So whether you're accessing it on MCP, the CLI that we just exposed it to also, or in the Canvas, you're all talking to the same agent that knows all about Railway and the best ways to use it. So we want to make that consistent and accessible from anywhere. So now I'm going to back out. I'm inside of my project directory, and I'm just going to go ahead and ask this to deploy out this project and its dependent services. And I'm just going to fire that off. It does need to go and do some discovery on your project, so it digs into what the actual project is and what services are actually needed. But the agent's pretty good at understanding what it needs to do to go and make this actually work. So while this is running on this side, I'm going to go ahead and fire up another tab. And I'm going to go ahead and do a Railway login for the CLI and just show you how the agent works there. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. This is opened up. I'm going to go ahead and authorize the connection. Now I'm logged in, and now to use the Railway CLI, you typically need to link it to a project. So in my case, I'm going to go Railway link, and I'm going to choose just a random project for this case. So I'm going to use my Railgate project. I'm going to choose Railway, and now I can do a Railway agent -p and just ask it questions, and that agent's going to go and dig into things based on what I ask it. Now -p is for a single prompt, but if I went and did a Railway agent, I get dropped into an interactive shell where I can go back and forth with the agent also. So I'm going to close that out now. We're going to come back to this screen where it's prompting me back for some confirmation on different services. So it's discovered what it needs, a couple of variables it needs. I'm going to tell it to skip the API key. And it should go kick off doing that deployment using the MCP. So we can see it's calling Railway now. So if I do Control-O, we can see the tool call being called. This is where it's actually creating the project. And now it's starting to provision out those individual services. So it's building its task list. And the next time, it should actually do this via the actual agent. And we can see the prompt it's using inside of that agent call to go and do all of that. Now, if I switch back to the UI and go back into the dashboard view, we see that project's available here. We can see all those services are starting to come together. If I drop into this new thread, we can see the same conversation taking place inside of the canvas. Like I said, same agent, regardless of where it's at. And this is going to continue to autonomously go out and work on this deployment. So if I go back in, we can see it's moving through and setting up the GitHub integration now. This part takes a little bit of time because it obviously has to clone it down. It has to go and build the service and do the deployment. But all of this stuff should run, and it should pull down the necessary credentials and configurations to go and make all of it work. It's even going to go in and set up the actual Drizzle migrations for the Postgres database inside and give me back the domain name and URL for connecting to the application later. And that's how we want this to work. We want the agent to be able to consume all the different parts of Railway as building blocks to go and deploy out your applications the way you want it. We want it to fit the workflows that you're using, regardless of where you want to be able to access that agent from. We'd love for you to take the MCP for a spin, try it out, let us know how it's working and how we can make it better and what use cases you want to solve for you. If part of it's not working, let us know so we can fix it. Can't wait to talk to you soon.